And we live, I'm about to check the feed. Yeah, brother, just all bear with me.
Come, bro.
Okay, con. All right, Shalom.
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 First and foremost, we want to give our glory, our honor, and our praises to
Yeah.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua, Bahashem, Yahushua.
Hey, double honors to the Apostle Elder Great Millstone who took well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful lit scattered around the four winds of the earth. They pushing this word in our truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
And we the Hebrew Israelites from the Columbus, Georgia camp, Great Millstone, Columbus, Georgia. And you can see we got an Akim up here, a part of the camp, man. And we just through the Holy Spirit, you know, we came together this afternoon. Lord willing, we pray this lesson be edifying. And then through the Spirit, we roughly paraphrase this title based off the verse of Revelation 17th chapter, 15 on down, man, how it says the 10 horns thou shalt upon the beast, these shall hate the horse. And we understand that we're in a very important time with prophecy on a apostle Tahar point in this year, the hopeful year of that all prophecy coming to pass. And we understand, according to prophecy, that whore, which is America, Babylon the Great, mystery of Babylon, and mother of harlots and all abominations, is prophesied to be destroyed by its allies, right? Those 10 horns refer to the EU, right? The European Union, which originally had 10 countries that was a part of, but now they spread out, probably got like 20 plus people that's a part of the European Union, which really was what the EEC, which came together based on what the Treaty of Rome, man, right? Because this beast system was modeled after the one that deadly wound was healed in Rome, right? But just through the Holy Spirit, man, we want to get into it because there's a lot of things going on. And Lord willing, we be able to shed light on that and bring edification to those that are listening to this word. If our brothers had that first precept of 2 Ezra 9, we can bring that out.
I got it up. 2 Ezra 9. You can hear me? Good.
Good, you good.
This 2 Ezra 9, verse 1. It say, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and what's one of those signs? Hey, the brother was speaking on before we started the video, Matthew the 24th chapter. Now there should be what? Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, right? And part of wars and rumors of wars is what's going on now. We see what happened with Iran and Israel. That's part of prophecy. What the scripture say, the least of the flock shall draw them out.
That's right.
Which is the least of the flock, them so-called apostles, small hats, little guys, right? Over there, that's the will in our land, man. They're going to persuade America to join hands, so that they can ultimately get burnt by the allies, but also we know that Gog and Magog, Russia, right? The bad, right? These things are according to prophecy, and we're looking for these things. We're watching them. Lord say, He set us up as what? Watchmen upon thy walls of Jerusalem. That should what? Never hold their peace. And that's what we're doing. We're blowing the trumpet. We warn our people. We're saying what's going to happen before it happens, so that when that time comes, you will be able to stand and have done all that you can do to stand. These things are happening, right? What the scripture say, though they tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. You got it all. Y'all brothers ain't have no precept. If not, you can carry on.
I also want to add a point on what you talked about Baba Kashaf, if I could. Also, just speaking on the wars too. Also, Ukraine and Russia, because also, America, like we were speaking about earlier, about America funding Ukraine. The further help the little war they got going on with Russia. which is
Oh
causing
yeah,
also Russia to have conflict with America and its allies,
right.
which is
Hey,
all
what
leading up.
what what you said?
You got it.
My determination
Is to
is to
gather the
what?
nations.
Gather
Gather
the
all the
nation,
nations. Kind.
right? Hey, so that we're going to war in Ukraine. It just at the Lord, hey, putting them fanners upon this place, fanning that spirit of hate, man. Hey, waking up all these different nations. What the scripture say? What let the weak say that I'm strong,
Let the
right?
weak
Wake
shout.
up the mighty men of war. That's what's happening. But ultimately, these prophecies of this place being destroyed is gonna come past the will. But carry on.
I got a quick precept.
You got to quit one.
You
Go.
bring that.
You got it up.
There's Jeremiah 50 and 14, and it reads, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord." And
Right,
that's just going, hey, that's just the future of everything, because these nations, they gonna turn their back on this horror, and all these different nations are gonna shoot their arrows, which are the ICBMs, on this place. So I just want to bring that out real quick.
We'll
go back
continue
and
on.
quote. Yeah, current.
This is verse 3. It say therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that it is the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So what we're seeing that's happening and playing out on planet Earth is prophecy, man. Right.
Come.
These things are not anything that just happen just because the Most High has ordained these things that transpire come to pass from the beginning because of what the scripture say that His words won't return to Him void, but it
Mm-hmm.
shall accomplish in which He pleases, man. And that's what we're watching, man. Right? Because what's going on right now? Like the brother was speaking on henceforth the war in Ukraine, that's not only just affecting the Ukrainians or America or Russia, but it's also affecting the European Union,
Their allies.
their allies, and it's not affecting them in a good way. It's actually weakening and destroying their economy. Though the American is profiting behind the scenes from it, man. And what the Lord is doing, He putting the spirit on the EU to be able to see what America's doing, man. And this
Mm-hmm.
is going to cause the hatred, right? And all these other nations are waking up to the bullshit and the deception in which this place, this whore, has caused these other nations to be drunken off of. Man. Tayyan, if you got that Revelation 17, start at verse 15, Baba Kashaf.
I'm saying, I grab a
Right.
quick
This
precept before
Done,
we got into that real quick. Since you spoke on
done.
that, this is Obadiah verse 7.
Nah,
All
that's
the
a
men
spirit.
of
Go up to one. I already had that on the list. You got it though. Just go up to one.
go up to verse 1, start from verse 1.
Done.
This Obadiah verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
That's right. That's awesome. What the Most High is going to put in their spirit to fulfill His will. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It say verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Hey,
Right.
what like the scriptures say, Papa Shah, if I can speak on it, has thou become as weak as we, you know?
Isaiah 14.
Because yeah, because America ain't that great hammer in the earth no more. The Lord,
Right.
as the scriptures also saying Isaiah 14, He's breaking that scepter of the rulers.
Right.
You
He
know,
breaking it
he's
down.
tearing down, yeah, he's tearing down American power. You know, so they ain't strong as they used to be. The Lord is doing that so that these other nations can infiltrate on it.
That's right.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's all the Lord's indignation to bring judgment on this place for all the wickedness and the abominations that's going on over here. But I
Done.
carry on. It say verse 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose
Right, and part of their
habitation is high.
pride, the part of their
Yeah,
pride is the fact that this devil thinks that he's never going to be brought down. Or the scripture said that he's fit as a queen and not going to be a widow. You know what that preacher said?
Yeah,
Revelation
Isaiah
18
47 and Revelation 18.
Yeah, cuz. Grab the Isaiah 47.
All right,
We're gonna get
come.
Revelation 18
If
in a
I can
minute.
Baba Shah add to that Psalms 49 and 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue
Shall
forever.
continue
right.
forever. That's part of their pride. Because the Most High set them in slippery places. See, Esau thinks that he's at the position that he's at by his own might. When the Most High said that he was going to give you the fatness of the earth. See, he's forgetting that it's the Most High that set him up. Right? And the Most High brings what should I say, promotion coming neither from the east, nor the west, nor the south. Right? But it comes from who? The Most High, man. See, this devil thinks that by his own will. Right? And through his pride, he's boasting not only that he is God, but that he's sitting in the seat of God. And that's causing the what? They do so many blasphemies. Right? But the Most High is gonna rain vengeance upon this devil for that. But don't get it.
Isaiah chapter 47. I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly."
Right, because this place, if I can add, this place is dwelling carelessly because they don't have a wall built around it, any kind of defense system. Right. You can't just walk over there to whether it's South Korea.
Oh yeah,
right. You can't just walk over there, right? But that's the problem. This devil think that like the scriptures say that they call him the ham on the earth, and that his stout was his look was more stout than his fellows. Right? You gotta know out.
I can. It says that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. That's pride.
Right. That's pride, man. I am. Right? And what the scripture say, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. He think that the Most High is one likened unto himself. He really think that he getting away with what he doing. He's going to be sadly mistaken. Right? The ditch, the pit in which he did, he going to fall therein.
That's right.
You got it.
There's going to be a hard fall too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be magnificent.
Yeah,
never before, man. Hey, it's gonna be magnificent to see this devil be taken out of that throne, man. You got it.
What's that? Psalms 91. Just to throw that out there. To see the fall of your enemies or whatnot.
Oh, son, only with thy eyes should I behold the Lord.
Hey, another one. Throw in there too, Baba Kashah. It came across me. I had to get it, but that Psalms 10 and 4. Say the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High, for the Most High not in all his thoughts.
Right.
Yep.
So that's the devil. That's these devils' countenance is pride, man.
Yeah.
He's an adversary to Heavenly Father.
That's right.
He goes against everything, man. Everything that he represents is adverse to righteousness. But you got to know.
Hey, carrying on, Isaiah 47, finishing out verse 8. It says, "That says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children."
Right. So he said that she never gonna suffer any pain, man. Because a widow is somebody who lost what? Her husband.
Right.
Right. And she said, I'm never gonna see the loss of children. So, but guess what? Those things are gonna come upon you. They're gonna come upon this woman. Right? And that triple cross is coming, man. And it's well deserved. It's been long overdue. You got to know out.
Hey, Bob Gashai, Salaki, I can read verse 7. I'm tripping, man. It's some good news in verse 7. It says, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And that's the mentality of this, especially the elites, though. The international banker families, like, they think Yahweh Shema Shai don't remember.
Hey, what the scripture say that the Most High going to disappoint the devices of the crafty, that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
That's right.
Hey, you say I sit as a lady. They really think that they're gonna sit high and mighty. Like I ain't gonna be touched, not knowing what the scripture say. The Most High has allowed Babylon to be what a golden cup.
A goat
In his
that's
Yep.
spirit too.
That's right.
He reserving the best for last, man. The corner on who was on that precept before? Or who was it? Oh, that
I
was
was
you,
in that
Kyle?
Obadiah.
Yeah,
Oh
corner
yeah, go
walk.
back to Obadiah. Then we're gonna go back to that Revelation 17, Papa, for sure.
It's Obadiah verse 4. It say, matter of fact, I ain't finished verse 3. So like, let me go back up because we had got the precepts. Verse 3. It say, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Proud.
Damn.
Hey,
Who shall
what
bring
that
me
is
down
though?
to the ground?
That's that Amos 9.
Which
Though
one?
thou
12.
exalt thyself and though thou exalt thyself to the heaven, thence will
Bring
my
me
hand
down. Oh
bring
yeah,
thee down.
cut.
Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah,
So the
yeah, cut.
Lord gonna do it,
Yeah,
devils.
hey, y'all Lord Yahweh Shai. Hey, who that coming from Edom? With died
With
coming
God.
from
Yeah.
Lazarus. But
That's right.
see, Esau know the Lord coming. They don't see that their allies are gonna turn their back on them though. You don't see
Nah.
the betrayal. That's something you don't see coming.
Even though
That's
the
what's going.
prophet's telling you, they don't believe it.
Yeah,
They
hey,
can't see that. They can't see
yeah,
that
Death
happening.
Apple. Hey, he
Hmm.
stopping his ear, man. He don't. The script say, "Why hast thou uh, uh, since thou hatest instruction? Why you taking my words in thy mouth, man?" So Esau
Right.
don't believe nothing. He corner. But carry on though.
Verse 4. It say, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though they set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. You can just to tie that in, you can look at the symbol of America. What's in the middle of that what's the president room?
Oh,
The Oval
the
Office.
Oval Office. Yeah.
You know what they got in there? That big eagle on the ground.
Yeah, that's
What does America
animal.
represent? The eagle.
That's right.
Right. Hey, that's might well be an Edomite symbol because shit, a
Yeah,
lot of
it's an
the Edomite
Edomite.
Con.
nation got
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
con.
Romans
Yeah,
use it.
might well
Romans,
be that Esau symbol.
starting with the
So
Romans.
The Lord, you got it, Kanye. It's like it.
No, I just says, with y'all, with the Eagles. So I said, starting with the Romans. Because that was their symbol too.
right.
Con. It say, verse 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would thou not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right, because the Lord is consuming him through the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets, man.
Mm-hmm.
But also he's gonna be destroyed at the brightness of a Yahweh Shai's coming, which we're hastening for. Right?
That's right.
We understand these things must and it will come to pass. Carry on.
Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Right.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
That's right, man. And part of that confederacy is what? Hey, the European Union, right? NATO, the EU, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These places went to bed with America, man, through trading, because a lot of these countries are militarily weak, so they need the backing of Babylon the Great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because we know that America is militarily strong, and a lot of
Strong.
these nations have been made rich through America. So, hey, that's the reason why the Spirit got us going into this. But, hey, Cayenne, if you can go back, you can go to Revelation 17 and start at 15, and then I'm gonna get into some of these articles, man, and then we'll grab some of these videos and we'll keep on pushing.
All right, this Revelations 17 and 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
That's right. Keep
16.
on.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these
right,
shall hate the whore.
right. And the 10 horn is talking about with the EU, right? Keep going.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right, and that's what during World War III, man. That nuclear destruction, right? The EU is going to take part in destroying America, man. Thus saith the Lord. Whether you hear or forbear, man. And it will and it must happen. Keep going up.
17. For Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give her and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall be fulfilled.
Right, and to agree to it's time to make that move, man. Until the Lord put in their spirit to finally press the button on this place. And it's happening, man. And the scripture said the Lord must muster the host of the battle. The scripture said that this is not going to be with garments rolled in blood, but by burning in fuels of fire. You see?
Fire.
This is going to be the war that end our wars, as they like to say in the world, man. Like, everything after this is going to be fought with sticks, sarcastically, as they try to be. So we know that ain't technically going to happen for you simple ones. But, hey, nuclear fire is going to hit the soils of America, man. Right?
Yeah. That Isaiah 9 and 5.
That's what I quoted. Yeah,
rolling blood. Yeah.
You had some more on that, Cayenne?
Yeah, 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. That was it on that. Going to 18.
That Revelation 17 and verse 17 ties in with that because the scriptures multifold, but that 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11 that strong delusion that they should believe a lie, because it said, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. So they really think they ain't going down. You know what I mean?
Right, but nah, they said the Most High put in their hearts to fulfill will. That's talking about also that those nations, the EU nations that coming against America.
Right.
You know that the Lord controls everything, man. Like man's goings of the Lord, how then shall a man understand his own way?
Proverbs 21.
Yeah, Bible Kashan, can somebody hold Habakkuk 2? Yeah, start at verse 4, go to 4 to 7.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, it reads, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Good. Keep going. Hold on, you read it again from the top, Salah.
Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right, and the person that is talking about whose soul is not upright in him is Esau, man. He's profane. Right. He's outside the temple, right? He was he came out of the womb speaking lies, right? How can you make a crooked thing straight? But the just that's going to live by their faith is the link of the nation of Israel. Carry on.
Habakkuk 2 and verse 5, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, talking about these the philosophies and
right,
and doctrines, right?
Yeah, his doctrines, his democracy, his science, everything that his technology, everything that he promotes or speaks on or proclaims is really contrary to the way that the Most High got set up. Most people in this world trust in Esau's science than the actual medicine that the Lord created.
That's right.
You see, Esau has really made little Edomite minions out of all these different nations, man. You know, they're honorary Edomites in their spirit.
That's right.
Carry on, though.
It says, finishing out verse 5, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth. Who you finna say something?
Nah, you got it.
It says, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied.
Right.
But that's Esau, man. He fulfilled them characteristics.
Right.
It says, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
Right. That's why this place is a great melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
Stop at verse 7.
All right, Con. Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe, which is destruction? It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
That's right. It should it say, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him, which means destruction, who increases that which is not his, man. And that's what's happening, man. Hey, this devil is found out. It's going to be known that he's the problem of the earth, man. Hey, he goes in and take over nations, destroy the economy, set up puppet leaders. You know, hey, he got economist hitmen. You see, hey, he plays on other nations for his own agenda, make money off of them, hey, and watch that shit crumble, man. This is what this devil does.
And he didn't use that play. And he didn't use that playbook for all the nations he done conquered. That same playbook you just said.
Right. But the most I put in these other nations, especially his allies, to see Esau's bullshit. Hey, what's how the hidden things of Esau saw out? You know, hey, his deception ain't working like he used to. You got it though, out.
Verse 6, finishing off, it says, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right. Hey, that debt. And we see what's going on with the debt in America. They either talking about that it might potentially default, which is going to be catastrophic to the economy and cause a hyperinflation and a total meltdown. But
it's gonna be mass job loss. And they said by June it can get real. But ultimately that's how about Shemai Shah bringing this devil and his rulership down, man.
Hey, that's why you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans need to repent. Why it's getting called today? You had something you had to say, Kayan?
No, I was gonna say.
No, that wasn't me. That must be.
Oh no, it was me. I was gonna say. The scripture says, "Shall be no work in Egypt."
Right.
And then also in Ecclesiastes 12, it say that the grinding shall cease.
That's right. That's right.
So at the end of the day, like the brother Hamayan said, it's ultimately just how about Shah. Grind this place up.
You got to Hamayan.
All right. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
Right, spoiled. Okay. Because this devil ain't gonna see what's coming to him, man. His allies gonna betray him, right? How the Most High already got in their heart, fulfill His will, got these different angels. And what scripture say that the king hearts in the hand of the Most High, he turned us over, he will, man.
Proverbs 21.
Happening. What you said, brother?
I just said that Proverbs 21.
Oh yeah,
21 and 5, I believe.
And I got these two articles up. I'm gonna just go through them real quick before I play this video. It say Europe accuses U.S. of profiting from war. EU officials attacked Joe Biden over sky-high gas prices, weapon sales, trade, as Vladimir Putin's wars threaten to destroy the Western unity. Right? I'm gonna try to get to the point. Let me jump down because there's so much on this. I'm gonna jump down to this right here. It says, as they attempt to reduce their reliance on Russian energy, EU countries are turning to gas from the U.S. instead. But the price Europeans pay is almost 4 times as high as the same fuel cost in America. You see? But my thing is, why would you tax your partners, man? If
they a devil, man.
And you got to think about it. They in this because you starting shit. They backing you. Right? Hey, these other nations are supporting you up. You sitting on top of the beast, man. The whore that's sitting on top of the beast. You see? NATO and the EU. You see? It says then there likely surges orders for American-made military kits as European armies run short after spending weapons to Ukraine. It has all got too much for the top officials in Bristol. Other EU capitals. French President Emmanuel Macron say high U.S. gas prices were not friendly. And Germany's economy minister has called on Washington to show more solidarity to help reduce energy costs. They say ministers and diplomats based everywhere in the bloc voiced frustration at the way Biden's government simply ignored the impact of its domestic economy policies of European allies. Right? It said the EU leader tackled Biden over high U.S. gas prices at the G20 meeting in Bali last week. The American president simply seemed unaware of the issue, according to the senior official, quoted the Blood. Right? Let's go down to it some more. It says the growing dispute over the Inflation Reduction Act, a huge tax cut, climate, and healthcare package, has put fears over the transatlantic trade war high on political agenda again. EU trade ministers are due to discuss their response on Friday as officials in Bristol draw up plans for emergency war chests of society to save European industries from collapse. Right? And there's some more on it. Get straight to the point. Let me go to this. It says cheaper energy has quickly become huge competitive advantages for the American companies too. Businesses are planning new investments in U.S. or even relocating their existing business away from Europe to American factories. So America during this whole time, they're taking their power and multiplying it while at the hands of the European Union, and they're suffering, man. And they have to pay a large tax.
They finessing.
They finessing, right? So that was the point on that. Like I say, brothers and sisters, if you see these different links, you can look it up. It says that Biden's America First economy policy threatens growth with Europe, right? And these are some of the reasons why they're going to hate the whore, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They really seeing that they being crossed out.
Yeah, they're being finessed.
Hey, Baba Kasha, before you read the article, I can read a quick precept.
Come.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Go to verse 6. We're gonna jump into that anyway, but go to verse 6.
Jump up
to 6 and go to 9.
This is Jeremiah 51:6. You know, and that, like I said, it just came to my spirit because you seeing it, man. America out here, hey man, these people starting to see through Babylon bullshit, man.
Right, and plus they being reserved for judgment. The scripture says the wicked is reserved for the day of evil.
That's right. This is Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Yep.
This place got some judgment coming.
That's right.
Keep going on.
Okay.
Verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Right, because these different nations that went to bed with America, they believed that the Lord was bless America, right? They took after the westernization, the Americanization, but they're seeing that it was not for their benefit, but it was only for the benefit of America that these other nations drunk of that wine, so that they ultimately can have that ultimate influence. But see, now the time is coming where they're waking up. They're seeing the bullshit, man, and how it's affecting them, and how it's affecting the world, man. Because a lot of these other countries, they go by their ancient ways, man. You see?
Mm-hmm.
What you finna say, out?
I was gonna say what that scripture say. Then shall that wicked be revealed.
Right, the son of perdition. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You had some more on that?
going back in verse 8, it say Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
Yeah, ain't
Verse
nobody
9.
gonna ain't nobody gonna lament for this place, man.
No.
Okay.
Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And that's pretty much the point at the end of the day. The fact that the judgments of this place have reached into the heavens, and Yahweh Shah ready to do something to this place. Because at the end of the day, he's only using these nations.
Okay.
I got a precept. Just go on what you just said, point on wall about this being fulfilled. This is Second Esdras 11:43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy
Mm.
pride unto the mighty. 44. The highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. So, like you said, you know what I'm saying? His time is up, man.
Ah,
That's self-explanatory, man. His time is up, you know, and we just gotta just play the rest of this movie out, and finish it on out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read. Y'all brothers had that was all y'all had.
yeah, that was all I had on.
It says,
Yeah, that was it. Slakia.
what you said out.
I said, yeah, that was it. I said, Salakia for interrupting.
Oh no, you good. It said after a newly 2-year honeymoon since the inauguration of the U.S. president, major rifts are opening up between Washington and its European allies over economy policies. Unless these rifts are handled differently, Biden administration envisions a new global economic order in which the United States work with allies and partners in Europe, Asia to contain China and Russia ambitions could derogate into a world compute, competing economy bloc. After quietly rumbling for months, the spats burst into open last week. Terry Brenton, the European Union Internal Market Commissioner, announced he will pull out of this week's meeting in Maryland of the U.S. EU Trade and Technology Council, a key coordinating body for the transatlantic economy policy. He said the agenda no longer gives sufficient space to issues of concern many European industries and ministers and businesses reported to EU complaint over new U.S. subsidies for electric vehicles, clean energy that disadvantage European car makers and other companies. Instead, he said we should focus on the urgent need to preserve competitiveness in the European industrial base. So basically, they taking the hit by everything that's going on. President Emmanuel Macron, who was in Washington last week, attending the White House state dinner held since the outbreak of the C-19 pandemic, said that the U.S. subsidies are very good for the U.S. economy, but they were properly coordinated. They weren't properly coordinated with the European economies. In advance the visit, it said the French minister of the economy finance accused the United States of pursuing Chinese-style industrial policies, right? And this right here, this last one gonna really hit it home. It said the society's issue a part of two massive bills passed by the U.S. Congress earlier this year: the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS Science Act. The former offers as much as $370 billion in subsidies for faster adoption of clean energy in the United States. It includes tax credits for the U.S. buyers of electric vehicles, but only if the vehicles are assembled in North America, right? So they only make a profit if it's an American car, not European, which doesn't help them at all, even though they're being taxed by it. Their components are made in the United States and other select free trade partners, language that would hurt European car companies such as Volkswagen and BMW. The later bill offers $52 billion in support for semiconductor companies to build new high-end fabrication plants in the United States. European leaders see both measures as unfair, subsiding U.S. companies, aggravating the continent competitiveness challenges, potentially forcing Europe into a costly subsidiary arms race with the United States and China, man. Right?
Wow.
So all these things are affecting their economy. Hey, why a Babylon trying to fatten their pockets? And see these video is gonna go in and attack directly. So I'm gonna let this
It's a,
video. What you say?
hey, this I was just about to say that's almost like how they had all these other nations they couldn't purchase oil, but with the petrodollar. But
Yep.
now with this situation with the cars, they want North America to be the ones to make these new electric cars, which they want to bring. They want you in these electric cars in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
They want all now they want all gas cars eliminated.
Hey, and also with them electric cars, so you can't run off the grid. That's really part of their agenda, man.
Damn, yeah. That's all I had to say, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it roll.
That its latest projections show it's only expecting to grow 0.2% this year, despite an initial surge in growth following the lifting of COVID restrictions. The bloc has been hit hard by recession fears and the war in Ukraine, as well as extreme climate change. So for more on this, I want to bring in Ann Berry. She's the founder.
But I say, Akim, if y'all brothers can mute y'all camera so that echo, mute y'all mics a lot. Just to the video, play these few clips.
CEO and managing partner of Threadneedle Strategies, and has over a decade of experience in markets and investing. Thanks for joining us. I know the factors that are influencing the economy here in this country, but what are the factors causing slower growth in the EU?
Well, Anne-Marie, the big difference between the EU and the US when it comes to the consumer in particular is the energy crisis. You know, the US, we've talked a lot about oil and gas prices going up, but what's been going on in Europe has been at a completely different level. Winter has been devastating for many households because the cost of heating their homes has gone up in the 50s and 60%, and that's really crushed the ability for the consumer to go out and spend. So that's been a big difference in terms of the lived experience over there.
So we know that the Federal Reserve here has been slowly increasing interest rates in order to sort of keep track of inflation and bring it down. Often when that happens here in the U.S., we see it happen in other countries as well. Has that happened in the EU with other banks over there? And is it working when it comes to slowing inflation?
Well, all of the global central banks, Anne-Marie, have been pursuing the same policy, which was aggressively hiking rates to try and get inflation down. I think what we've seen coming out of the European Union a little bit sooner and out of the UK as well is considering slowing down the rate of increases, to take a pause and to try to see what has the impact been of these aggressive rate hikes on inflation pressures and on driving demand. So that dialogue started a little bit earlier here. I think if we see Jay Powell start to slow down the rate of hikes here in the US, we'll start to see it accelerate elsewhere as well.
So when we hear on the side of the pond that growth is slowing in the EU, I'm trying to sort of understand, in a way, and this is going to sound callous, why we should care. What's the impact? What's the connection for the economy here?
See, you see the mindset of these people in America, man. She said it plainly. What the hell they got to do with us? Them your allies, man. Right? You draw them into this shit. But that's the mindset of these people over here in the West, right?
Well, the US-EU relationship, Anne-Marie, is the biggest economic interconnectivity in the world. So just to put some numbers around it, about 16% of everything that the US exports goes to the European Union. So that's a really big core market for us here in the United States. About 60% of all of the money that the US corporations invest in other markets goes to the EU. About 60% of all.
Hey, that's the reason why we're going to grab Revelation 18 and to close out with the scripture say, although they were made rich through her, through ships, they landed out right here in this video, man. With all the merchants, right?
Yeah,
the EU and fact overseas comes here to the US. So these are hugely connected economic trading blocks. If we talk about it in terms of the markets, if we look at the S&P or the Dow, about 40% of revenues of the biggest companies here in the US come from overseas markets. So we should care, because what happens in terms of GDP growth in the European Union fundamentally impacts how American companies are able to send and sell their products overseas.
Right. So that was a quick one, right? Let this quick one play. I ain't gonna get the whole thing, probably play like 2 minutes of it just to hit the point.
Russia's war in Ukraine did have a winner this year. It was American oil and gas companies. These giants amassed billions of dollars thanks to global supply chain disruptions and soaring prices. It was obvious that the European Union governments wouldn't let this party on for long without getting a share for themselves. With this intention, the European Union began taxing energy companies on the profits they made. And now the bloc is facing the ire of one such US-based company which has sued them for these new taxes. Besides the company and the European Union, there's one key character too, the United States. Washington's actions have heightened the possibility of the much-discussed EU-US trade war. So what is the EU's latest legal trouble about? Why are businesses in Europe unhappy? And why does the USA's presence here matter? Hello and welcome. This is Shubhangi Sharma and you're watching First Post. US energy giant ExxonMobil said on Thursday that it was suing the European Commission for its quote-unquote counterproductive windfall tax. Exxon accused Brussels of exceeding its legal authority by implementing the tax, subtly threatening investment pullout from Europe. Exxon's spokesperson Casey Norton said, "This tax will undermine investor confidence, discourage investment, and increase reliance on imported energy and fuel products. Whether we invest here primarily depends on how attractive and globally competitive Europe will be." The company said that it invested $3 billion in the past decade in refinery projects in Europe, helping it deliver more energy products at a time when the bloc struggles to reduce its imports from Russia. The European Commission, meanwhile, reiterated that its measures are fully compliant with the relevant laws. Before we move further, here's a primer on the windfall tax. You see, following the war in Ukraine, Europe plunged into an energy crisis thanks to its...
Like, you hear that? Y'all brothers gonna unmute too. It's all good. Think it made it fix itself, but they finna go on right now. How that war in Ukraine is negatively impacting the EU's economy. This is going to be one of those reasons why they hate Babylon the Great.
Mm-hmm.
Listen closely.
Sanctions on Russia and Russia cutting off gas supplies as a retaliation.
Right.
Since then,
so I'm gonna let this speak. Let me go back because basically they freezing to death over there in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Supplies as a retaliation. Since then, the European Union has scrambled for alternative sources where US oil companies take the bait. In turn, these companies made a fortune. They invited charges of war profiteering from Europe later. And ExxonMobil's case, it reported a quarterly profit of almost $20 billion in October, more than 20% higher than the average for the 3 previous years.
Right, so you got to think about it. When the U.S. went to war with Ukraine, it cut off the connection between Russia and the EU. Again, what that gas.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had to turn to American companies, Exxon and all that. But what America did, they triple taxed them. So they made an even more bigger profit off that, which killed their economy as well. Because now you're paying more taxes on it. But you're the reason why I'm in this damn war in the first place. So you use me to go against your enemy, but at the same time, you use me as a pawn to make money off me. That's a true definition of being a devil, man.
Yeah, the devil come up with the problem and he
got the solution. Wait right for you. Just to keep you in control. That's the reason why your ally is gonna destroy you, buddy. You see
what the scriptures say, Micah 2:2, so he'll oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. They go deeper than just Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, this devil
oppress all nations, man.
Hey, that's the reason why we had Grant Hamilton too. The spirit went over, and he desired his hell, and his death cannot be satisfied.
He cannot be satisfied, man.
You see? Hey, he's a true nigga, man. Right?
That's why
Yep.
Yahweh Shemar Shai gotta put him down, cause he'll this place will be extinct fucking with this damn devil, man.
Good.
Hey, because
What the scripture said,
injuries.
Isaiah 14, it is he that made the earth a wilderness and did shake kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Hey,
man.
because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit.
That's right.
Right. This still ain't fitting the rules. See, these people trusting the Esau, but on the Esau, it would never be no world peace.
Yeah,
That world peace they're looking for gonna come after those 1,000 years in the kingdom, when the scripture say they shall beat their swords into pruning hooks, and they should learn war no more.
That's a spirit. I'm holding it.
Okay, you can bring that real quick.
No, I was holding the one Joel 3 about them bringing them pruning hooks into spears.
Oh yeah, Con, well, hold that. Let me finish these videos off, and then we'll get into it.
You got it off.
Con.
Commission announced a steep 33% windfall tax in September on the profits made in 2022, dubbing it a crisis contribution. Basically, the European Union wanted to tax the windfall profits made by these oil companies, which basically means that these oil companies were making bumper profits.
Yeah, and mute your mics again, Baba Kashar Salaki. It echoing bad on my end. I can hear it.
Simply because of the geopolitical circumstances at hand and not something of their own doing. The European Union ministers estimate that they can raise 140 billion euros from these suppliers that are making larger than usual profits in line with the current levels of demand. The bloc is in dire need of money and investment, as it has ended up spending roughly $1 trillion just on the energy crisis itself. And according to ExxonMobil officials, this measure to fill the EU's coffers could cost them at least $2 billion through the end of 2023. Companies, as guarded as they are about sharing profits, are unhappy with these tax rates set by the European Union.
Right. So basically, what the EU did, since they noticed they were getting screwed over, they taxed the American companies back. They take that money back for getting profits when they was down bad during the time that didn't really was not really done by their own works. It was all because of that war that was started by a Russia and America, man. Right. I'm gonna play this one, then we can get into. You can grab that precept, Cornwall.
The European Union is adapting its rules in the wake of new green energy subsidies introduced by the United States. Speaking in Belgium today, the European Commission president said competition is good when there is a level playing field. Ursula von der Leyen says the generous tax breaks in America's new Inflation Reduction Act could lure away EU businesses and disadvantage European companies. Her announcement comes ahead of an EU-US ministerial meeting on trade and technology. Let's go now to DW's Terry Schultz, who joins us from Brussels. Terry, what is the EU most worried about here?
Well, on the face of it, Nick, it sounds great that the U.S. would be putting 400 billion euros, more than 400 billion euros, in fact, into environmentally friendly processes and products. But the problem for Europe is that a lot of these measures in the Inflation Reduction Act are aimed at boosting domestic production for U.S. companies. And that, of course, could put Europe at a disadvantage. And there's a lot of worry over this. And what Ursula von der Leyen is saying is that the EU needs to rebalance the playing field. She laid out in this speech in Bruges that the EU needs to become more assertive in its policies and not let the United States take advantage of it. At the same time, the president said that she's very much urging cooperation over confrontation. But I'm telling you that nerves are so frayed over this IRA that the head of the European Parliament's Trade Committee said today that he believes the IRA rises to the level of the EU needing to file a complaint at the World Trade Organization. So certainly tensions are very high right now.
Yeah, those are fighting words. Listen, explain this to me. Ursula von der Leyen was saying that the U.S. could lure European investors away with its green policy. So why can't the EU match these subsidies to, move its own goalposts? Yeah, it's not just luring investors away, it's also shutting out European companies from benefiting from the measures under this IRA, the tax breaks and the subsidies that would be available for North American companies. And so what she says is that the European Union also needs to look at its state aid policies and make it easier for companies here to apply for federal funding, for funding from the European Union. And she said that that's what they're going to do. It hasn't been made exactly clear how those rules might be adjusted, but she said that this is necessary in order to, as she said, rebalance the playing field.
Right. Y'all brothers can unmute. But yeah, they basically getting screwed left and right, man. And they just not coming to the realization that it's all really because of America, man. This is this serious thing for the process, but you can bring that precept for
that's why it gonna backfire on America, because North America, Babylon gonna be affected by this, man.
Oh yeah, kind of.
They've been getting over for too long, man. And hey, it ain't finna keep flying no more. The Lord done lift the skirt up on this place, man.
That's right.
She's exposed.
This is Joel 3. And I'll start from verse 9 and say, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks unto spears,
right.
And let the weak say, I am strong.
Right. And the weak saying that they're strong because they have nuclear capability, man. Right? These military weak nations, everybody strapped up. Right? We got Iran, right? Hey, they ready.
They ready.
Mm-hmm.
Russia and China ready.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I remember I was talking about it earlier. I said they put it in the news. They said that Iran said if America get in that, that feud them in Israel in any way, that they're gonna declare war against America.
Right, and who's gonna come in behind? Russia.
Huh?
So, hey, what the Most High put in their heart, hey, that's what the scripture said. They're greatly despised among the heathen. Hey, the other nations starting to abhor America, man. America's becoming very distasteful to these other countries, especially as allies, because they see they want you to back them, but they won't back you in time of need if they don't profit them. They choose they profit over their protection and the alliance that they made, man. Which is not how you do. Hey, Esau is not his brother's keeper, man. He got that same spirit.
Yeah, unrighteous dealer, man.
Right. He a real devil, man, but it's all right. Hey, that's why scripture say that 10 horns that thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and make the desolate. That's the reason why his allies don't come up against him, man. Which is righteous judgment.
Is right.
And guess what? The Lord doing all that, bringing all them nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. So also, all of them get judged because Yahweh Shai gonna destroy all of them.
That's why in that same chapter
they ain't. So like you got it, bro.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say quickly that same chapter you going into, it say, for the day of the Lord is near to bring that judgment in the valley of decision.
Right. The truth, and Isaiah 34 say it's near upon all the heathen.
Yeah, because hey, these other heathens ain't exempt from the judgment either. Because even though America been, getting over on them, guess what? All y'all heathens had a hand in coming up against the Most High chosen people.
Right.
The apple of the Lord's eye.
No hand joining hand.
No hand joining hand. None of the wicked shall go unpunished, man. But you got to go out, finish out that precept.
Verse 11, it say, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yahweh Shabbat, the Most High's judgment.
The Most High's judgment.
That's what the Lord finna do, man. And this is going to be a terrifying thing. That's the reason why we try to tell our people that now is a high time to wake up out of sleep, man. Because this place, America, is going to be totally destroyed, never inhabited again, right? And only the elect is going to be delivered from it. 2/3, 66.6% of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans will be destroyed, and you will take part in that second death, man, the lake of fire, which is America. It just ain't on fire yet, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you had on that out? That was
It's
it.
It's two more verses.
Huh.
Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Right. We should say
Multitude,
that their hurtful works have been fulfilled, man.
that's right.
Most High has set bounds that America, Babylon the Great cannot pass. Esau can't pass because ultimately, Esau, what the scripture say, how say be divided against say, how can say stand? The EU, they Edomites as well. The Lord gonna use their own people to come against them, man.
That's
Which is
right.
beautiful.
This is a big divided kingdom, man, because Russia, Ukraine, like you said, them European, all them Edomites.
Right. But
So it's really family and family coming up against each other, man.
The Lord gonna use
brothers.
Use these nations to bring them down, man. You got it though. And Kyan, you can hold Revelation 18 and start at verse 1. We're gonna close it out in Revelation 18.
Okay. This is the last verse in this verse 14. It say multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Right. Because that's what the Lord doing. He said, "What my determination is to gather the nation." This is how He's doing it, man. And the Lord bringing that hatred, right? And guess what? These other nations don't take America serious, man. They got moles and transformers in their military now. Hey, they talking about putting Kamala Harris as the president. Hey, this place gonna get attacked ASAP.
Yeah. That emotional female, man.
And on the other hand, you got the other nations over here with some of the strongest military, like China, Russia.
Right.
American military weak compared to these people military. You got Russians, man. They out there combating in the snow.
Right. Shit, China got a million man staying in military, man.
Yeah.
So
if they want to invade this motherfucker, they can.
Right.
And then it's already come out that America ain't even got the detection to detect nuclear missiles.
Right. Well, the scripture said in Joel that they should not break their rank, so they had to be fulfilled.
Yep.
That lets you know that the Most High ain't gonna lie. We say,
Russia got them hypersonic missiles they can't detect.
They can't detect.
Satan 2 and all that shit. Underwater missiles so that they can shoot out submarines.
Not to mention, now that you say submarines, Russia got submarines surrounded this whole country, man. They over there by Hawaii. They on the East Coast.
Right.
Yep, by Alaska. And China with them also.
Yep. The Lord said he not slack concerning his promise.
Right. That's all you have in that corner wall?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Y'all got it off here.
Kyle, grab on Revelation 18 and start at verse 1.
This is Revelations 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right, that's the final judgment of America, man. America is Babylon the Great, because this is the land of great confusion. Hey, Isaiah 24 said the land of confusion, right? Ooh, America, right? And after it's totally destroyed, right? Here, World War III, the day of the Lord. Hey, this place is nothing going to be nothing but satire shall lie there, right? Isaiah the 13th chapter.
It won't be inhabited anymore.
Right, it won't be inhabited anymore, man. This place is going to be for an example. Keep going.
A monument. 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right. And her philosophy, her doctrine, false doctrine, right? Her democracy, right? All these nations, they wandered after the beast. They patterned themselves after the beast, but they're seeing, after America, they're seeing that this place is not going to profit them in the long run. right? They see the judgments that's going to come upon these places. That's why you see in a lot of these other countries, they're fleeing to their own lands. You got it?
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
That's right.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
That's right. All these different industries, man. All this stuff that we have is made in other countries, and they make money off of it, right? So they're gonna miss this big trap house, man. You got it.
4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye not be partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues."
Right, and that's what we're doing first and foremost when we preach it out there on the streets, the highways and hedges. Doing these sit downs, telling our people to come out of the ways of America, man. Right, and depart for what? For this is not your rest. That's the first step, but ultimately, the Lord is gonna physically, Lord, will we be a part of number? Deliver us, man, via the chariots. Right, it's down to our chambers as it was for a moment to the indignation passed over. Right? Hey, then we better look down at sea mingle with glass and watch this place be destroyed, man. You see? That's what we're hoping for, because this place is going to be destroyed. You better believe it, man. And the Lord already stirring this thing up. And it's happening, man. If you got the eyes to see, you got it.
5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High Power hath remembered her iniquities.
That's right.
6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Right, and they're gonna drink down all the dregs of it, man. Because we know all the curses that were put on us gonna get put on them, and they're gonna go into captivity. And not only just Esau, all you heathen, but just Esau, you're gonna be round up and eradicated, man. Right? And that's the judgment, and it's gonna be a beautiful to see when this devil get them chains slapped on him, man. He get put back in his beast like a state.
Oh, because he deserves it.
You got it out.
7. Revelations 18:7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment her, Salakia, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yeah, that's the mindset. I ain't gonna be touched. I'm good.
Isaiah 47.
Keep going up.
This is Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Right, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her.
Right, because this is the Most High judgment, man. That this place be taken down, because guess what? Hey, this kingdom is not with much righteousness do abide. Hey, the Most High for the set of one that's proper. What does Scripture say? What the Lord, he said, the Lord said to my Lord, sit down my right hand to make thy enemies thy footstool. Right. This part of the Lord making Yahweh Shai enemies his footstool, putting them upon them. Light is supposed to be totally annihilated, man. Right? And also gonna be destroyed at the brightness of his coming. You got it though, Al.
Revelation 18:9. And the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right, jump down to verse 15, and that's what we can't wait to see, man. What the Scripture said, in 1 hour, so great riches have come to naught.
Yes, sir.
Jump down to 15 and go to 21. We're in off at 21.
All right, Revelation 18:15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing.
Right, they're gonna be seeing the destruction via the satellites, man.
They're gonna suffer from this shit.
Right, and what to say? The revolution won't be televised. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Hey, the other nations, the nukes ain't gonna hit everywhere. You know, gonna hit over here. America know that Israel gonna get hit because that place got cleansed. But it's gonna be someplace. Who gonna be standing for off? And who gonna come down out of those ships and turn his fishes into hunters? You gotta go get somebody. The earth ain't gonna blow up like a Death Star, like you people learn in the Christian church, man.
We just know uttermost parts gonna be hit, but the earth abided forever.
Okay.
That's right. Revelation 18:16, and saying, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Right. The scripture say what? Knowing therefore that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be? Now hold a conversation in godliness, looking for and hastening the coming of the day of our Lord, man.
That's right, bro.
That's why now it's time for our people who are attached to this place is to detach spiritually, man. Because this place is gonna be destroyed, whether you like it or not. It's the Lord's will. You got it.
What the scripture say, the fashion of this world gonna pass away.
That's right.
So be not entangled with the affairs of this life.
Right.
And that Romans 3:3. What if some men believe?
Oh yeah, cut. Hey, then shall be known who my children.
Because you blowing the men of the Lord blowing that trumpet, like it says in Joel 2:1.
Okay.
And guess what? You holding on to this place and all these things, these riches that these scriptures speak about. Guess what, man? When that time comes, you're gonna be burnt up. When all these things be burnt up. But like the brother quoted, that 2 Peter 3, you go ahead and say all the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right. They say all the works thereof shall be
all the works thereof. Yeah, that's right. Salaki, you got it, man.
You got it.
This Revelation 18:17. I'm gonna start from the top again. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off.
Right.
18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
That's right.
19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
Right. They will make a marketplace. That's what they're gonna miss. The commerce. This place is nothing but a consumer nation.
And that's how you know, like you said, you know it's gonna have to be broadcasted, because how else these other nations gonna see the destruction?
My thing is, you can't stand in one place. We can't. We're in the South. You can't stand out here in the South and see New York get destroyed.
That's the spirit, because them brothers in Charlotte, had went live on the streets and they were talking about that. You know that it's gonna be the satellite, man.
Right.
Because we can't see Ukraine get hit right now.
You can't even see across time. Come on, let's be real. You stay on the top of your house, you can't see the whole city.
Good.
Yeah.
But
they don't see them motherfuckers get.
But if the satellite up in the sky, they can zoom in, zoom out. That's just like when you're on an airplane, everything up on you looks so small.
Yeah.
People like
everything
that's why America got that emergency warning, because when that emergency warning go off, you know,
it's gonna
trigger the next gonna be alert. It's gonna be like a breaking news.
Right, it's gonna trigger the satellite, the program. Right, good.
They're gonna that emergency gonna say this is not a test.
That's a fearful thing too, because what you gonna do? You just gonna sit there. You might as well just walk into it, man. Think about the terror and dread that's gonna come upon them people, man.
Yeah.
I
was just thinking about that, man.
They just said it only take like less than 30 minutes.
Shit, 25.
Yeah, for them missiles to travel over here, man. What you gonna do in 25?
You can't even drive far enough to get away.
Nope.
And we need Yahweh Shah mercy, man.
And that's why we gotta continue in these truth, man. And truth is spirit.
We gotta be fervent in the spirit, man.
They could not, but carry on. Let's finish up at 21.
All right, Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
Hey, what it say? Ye holy apostles and prophets.
Yeah.
And read that from the top again, Baba Kashar.
All right, this is Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
Right.
For the Most High hath avenged you on her.
That's right.
All the apostle nonsense out there.
You got it up.
Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all.
And that's like the scriptures say, hey, this is the faith and the patience of the saints, man. Right? Hey, so with that, hey, we're gonna wrap it up, man. You know, we've been going for a little while, and that was just the spirit. But Lord willing, we pray that we hope that it be edifying, man.
Yeah, Lord willing,
man. And get into the depths of how the beast shall hate the whore. And the EU going whore Babylon the Great, and also will burn it with fire, man. And also all these other nations, man. They're gonna take part in the destruction of Babylon the Great. You know, so with that,
I was gonna say for you close out. I was just gonna say I was edified.
Oh yeah, hey, Lord willing, we all edified, man, because these things are happening in the earth, man. That's why we gotta continue to watch and pray, occupy to the Lord coming, because the Lord is coming.
That's right.
He that tears should not tear, but shall surely come.
Surely.
So with that one in this lesson, Lord willing, prayer be edified again. Want to give our glory, our honor, and our praises to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone in which he swears. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered around the four winds of the earth, pushing this word and our truth and our sincerity. And say, Konya Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.